Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
The nation hurtling towards a crisis. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington. Republicans so far have not reached a deal to avoid a government shutdown this weekend. Details coming up.
Outside with Live Cam, did you sleep last night? Some of you may have had a little bit of trouble courtesy of Mother Nature. We've had showers and storms off and on all night. And this morning, she is putting on a dazzling display to the west of San Antonio with a very electrical storm that continues to move through part of our area. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. It is September 25th.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. And yeah, for my drive-in, also a light show out there, but at least close to the downtown area, no rain. No rain.
And is it going to make it downtown, Justin?
I don't think so. No, we're expecting these storms to stay actually north and northwest of San Antonio. By and large, we missed out. I mean, there were a few sprinkles in Bexar County, but for the most part, we have not seen anything. It's been our friends up in Bandera and Kerrville that have really seen the storms overnight and into this morning. It has been pretty heavy in spots. Now, these storms are really starting to die down, especially these ones in Medina County. They were packing a punch earlier. Moved through Castroville, moving towards Divine. There's an outflow boundary right here, so that's one of the reasons we're still seeing some of this development. But just to the west of Divine, seeing a nice little cell there. Nothing severe, by the way. This is all just heavy rain and maybe a little bit of small hail mixed in there. We've seen a few reports of that. This is going to cross over I-35 here soon in between Moore and Divine, so just heads up there. And then as we go north again around Castroville, seeing a little bit of rain. That particular cell is really dying down. Bandera had some good rain, probably some small hail earlier. If you have any pictures, by the way, out of Bandera, send it to us via KSAT Connect. We'd love to see what you were seeing there. Then up around Kerrville, which the storms have been off and on here this overnight and through this morning. Starting to see a little bit of a break there. Junction's been hit pretty hard by storms, starting to move kind of west at this point. And then, as I mentioned, San Antonio, by and large, missing out. There are some light showers in northern Bexar County right now. Now, the good news here is I think we have potential for a few more storms this afternoon. We're going to keep a small chance in this morning. And then by the time we get into the afternoon hours, and by the way, it will still be hot, but not like yesterday, 101 yesterday. We'll see a 40% chance of rain a little bit later today. We're going to take a look at those computer models, kind of time it out for you, and look ahead through the rest of the week, too, coming up here in just a couple minutes. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. You're looking live at the U.S. Capitol this morning in Washington. This morning, there are growing fears of a potential government shutdown again. Lawmakers in Capitol Hill have just until this weekend to reach a deal that would keep federal agencies funded, as well as millions of Americans.
That includes our military members who could see a pause on their paychecks. And as ABC's Faith Abube explains, infighting among House Republicans has created a stalemate.
This morning, a potential crisis on the horizon as the nation moves uncomfortably close to a potential government shutdown. House Republicans in disarray, so far unable to reach a deal to fund the federal government while the clock ticks towards a September 30th deadline.
The country is headed for a shutdown and everyone should prepare as such.
Republican hardliners like Florida Representative Matt Gaetz calling for deep spending cuts and stricter border policies. They also want to cut funding for the war in Ukraine, both of which are a non-starter for President Biden, congressional Democrats, and even some Senate Republicans. But even as a devastating shutdown appears imminent, some House Republicans rejecting Speaker Kevin McCarthy's pitch for a short-term funding bill called a continuing resolution, which would temporarily keep the lights on.
Is that something that you would support?
No, ma'am.
A government shutdown this weekend would be one of the largest shutdowns in U.S. history. The White House says it would force millions of government workers, including military troops and law enforcement agents, to work without pay. Funding for disaster relief would be in jeopardy, and 10,000 children would lose access to Head Start.
Funding the government is one of those basic responsibilities of Congress. And it's time for Republicans to start doing the job America elected them to do.
I just believe if you're not funding the troops and you're not funding the border, it's pretty difficult to think that you're going to win in a shutdown.
And even though it's Republican infighting that's holding up a deal to avert a shutdown, a new ABC News Washington Post poll shows Americans would blame Democrats and President Biden for the crisis. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
A tentative deal has been reached to end the Hollywood's writers' strike after nearly 5 months. The Writers Guild of America reached the deal last night with an alliance of studios, streaming services, and production companies. The Guild's board and members must approve the agreement before the strike officially ends. Meanwhile, Hollywood's actors remain on strike with no deal in the works. The writers walked off the job May 2nd over issues including the size of staffs on shows, long-term payment for the work, and the use of artificial intelligence in scripts.
Student loan payments are due for the first time in years starting next month, but for the next year, borrowers will be allowed to skip payments without facing major financial consequences of defaulting on their loans. The Biden administration says the on-ramp period will run until September 30th, 2024. Between now and then, borrowers will not be reported as being in default to the National Credit Rating Services, which can damage a person's credit score. Despite this new plan, interest will still accrue for borrowers that miss payments.
This morning, salt water from the Gulf of Mexico is creeping up the drought-stricken Mississippi River and threatening drinking water supplies in some Louisiana communities, including New Orleans. The state's governor could soon request an emergency declaration from the federal government to get more agencies to address the issue. Typically, the river's flow is sufficient to prevent salt water from moving upstream, but now for the second year in a row, hot, dry weather has lowered the Mississippi River's flow. That's allowed a more dense and heavier layer of salt water from the Gulf to force its way upstream. The river is expected to hit historic lows in the next few weeks. Right now, 436, 79 degrees.
And up next on GMSA, how military members in San Antonio were honored on National Gold Star Family Day this weekend and the resources available to those in need.
Out on the roads, talk about a nice way to start a Monday. At last check, we had no accidents, no construction, and no stalled vehicles.
Looks good on the roadways. Looking out there with live cam, not too bad. We'll take that 79 degrees after a pretty hot weekend for the start of fall. We're going to check in with Justin to see what we can expect this week. We'll be right back.
It's an honor nobody wants, but many here in Military City, USA know all too well. Being a Gold Star family, meaning an immediate family member passed while in service to our country.
John Paul Barajas shows us how families were honored on National Gold Star Family Day this weekend and the resources available to help those in need.
Go numb, like completely very, very lost in the moment. It's like a piece of your heart was just like ripped out.
It's been 2 years, but for Kendra Larson, her husband Ryan's death feels like yesterday. The Army corporal left behind 2 young sons and a 3-week-old daughter. Larson says her husband suffered a traumatic brain injury, and although he recovered physically, it changed his life.
Long-term issues they had, like he had the metal plates put in his head, but it was ultimately those PTSD issues that no one wants to talk about. The addiction issue amongst the veteran community is huge, and I didn't know much about it until I loved someone who went through it.
Now she's turning her pain into purpose by giving back to an organization that helped her, Tuesday's Children.
They came alongside me and my children from everything from needing help with VA benefits or, finding someone to help me watch my children.
As a mentor, Larson's helping Gold Star families navigate new and unexpected challenges, and she shares this message for anyone struggling.
Show up and push through those hard days, and even when it's hard, and seek out the help that's there.
And for her beloved Ryan.
That I hope he's proud of me. And that I love him.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
441, 79 degrees.
We have next the man at the center of a violent and viral Alabama boat dock brawl is speaking for the first time about all of it.
Ever hear a team booed by their own fans after putting up 70 points? What happened during the Miami Dolphins game this weekend? We'll show you what happened next after this Sunday blowout.
Welcome back. It's 4:44. So Damian Pickett, the deckhand who was at the center of that violent brawl at an Alabama boat dock, is speaking out for the first time. ABC's Rihanna Nally has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Damian Pickett, who was at the center of that violent and viral Alabama boat dock brawl, speaking for the first time.
I didn't expect this to happen at work today. I was expecting another peaceful, nice cruise.
4 of the boaters involved in the violence aimed at Pickett pleading not guilty to misdemeanor assault charges. When asked about the incident, the defendants telling ABC News they had no comment. But Pickett telling Robin Roberts about the altercation.
What's going through your mind at that time?
The people of the boat, their safety. Getting them in, getting everybody off and getting them home. Plus, I'm thinking about his boat also. Because if our boat hits his boat, it's going to sink.
And coming up at 7 a.m., more of Robin's interview with Pickett and the friends who jumped in to help him. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Now to pro football and utter domination.
However, the Miami Dolphins stopped short right before making history. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
It was a party for the ages in Miami.
And they're dancing early in South Florida.
The Dolphins crushing the Denver Broncos 70-20, scoring 10 touchdowns in one of the most lopsided victories in NFL history. The Fins delivering the pain on the ground.
Oh, look at the move! Dazzling display! Touchdown, Miami!
And through the air.
Second down and goal. Oh, look at that! Shovel pass, A-Chain! Breaks a tackle and dives for 6.
Plays almost as impressive as the celebrations.
And they'll dance their way to a 34-10 lead.
Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who considered retiring after suffering multiple concussions last season, leading the conga line. The Dolphins scored the 3rd most points in league history, and they had a chance to break the all-time record of 72. But instead of a late field goal attempt, Coach Mike McDaniel let the clock run out.
Chasing a record, that's not what we came to the game to do. The message that I thought it would send wasn't really in line with how I view things.
We're not trying to go out there and humiliate teams.
But humiliate them they did. The defeat, the largest in Broncos history.
That was embarrassing and tough to watch.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Quick check of the roads with TransGuide. Earlier, no problems, and looking there at I-35 at Maine, still looks pretty good on that camera. Also at I-35 at South Cross, but there's the lightning there that we were talking about this morning.
Yeah, the light show continues. So obviously those storms are in the general vicinity, Justin Horn.
They are, but not quite where we need them to be, right? We want them over San Antonio. I mean, look, we'll take the lightning. If we can get some rain here, it just hasn't materialized. We continue to see all of the storms northwest of San Antonio. Before we get too depressed here about not seeing rain in San Antonio, the good news here is that we have a chance this afternoon. So there is that. We're going to be watching that later today. But I want to show you what's going on right now. If you're up around Junction, we've had some big time storms up there, and they've just been training. We keep seeing development to the north and west, and this just keeps moving over the same areas. So flooding is one concern. We have a flash flood warning here for parts of Kimball County. That's going to go until 5 a.m. But this storm, definitely a strong one. Now, it's basically over rural areas, so it's really not affecting any cities or anything like that other than Telegraph, which not many people live there. But it is affecting that area along 377. Could see some hail with that. That's just to the north and west of our viewing area, but we'll be moving into parts of Edwards County and then eventually probably Kirk County. And this is sort of the area here most of the morning that's been hit with these storms. Around Kerrville, you've seen on and off storms throughout the night. Now still seeing one to your west. Hunt and Ingram seeing a little bit of rain. And this is crossing over Highway 39. Again, fairly rural areas, but this is affecting a few folks. And then as we get down into parts of Bandera County, Bandera was hit with a big storm earlier this morning. Now you're starting to see a few more storms there. We've got outflow boundaries kind of going around every which way. That makes the forecast very difficult because these outflow boundaries can kick up storms. They can kind of stabilize the atmosphere for a time. And so it makes it hard to know exactly when and where we'll see storms again this afternoon. But I think it's still a possibility. And I do want to zoom in on northwestern Bexar County because we are seeing a few showers out there starting to work in around Leon Springs, just northwest of Helotes. And it's certainly possible we could see a few showers here over the next couple of hours around San Antonio. It's just probably not going to be heavy. It's just going to be the light shower activity. And very quickly, before I leave the radar here, I do want to look at the rainfall over the last 24 hours. And this really sort of paints the picture of where the rain has been overnight. So we'll pause it here. And you can kind of see San Antonio, maybe northwest side of town, you've got a little bit of rain. A few sprinkles, some light rain there. Rest of San Antonio, nada, nothing. But you get up towards Fredericksburg, some big totals up there. Western parts of Kirk County, the numbers have been rather hefty. We're talking estimates, radar estimates here of 4 inches or more. And this is estimating 6 inches or more. And up where we have that flash flood warning, south and east of Junction, estimating about 6 inches there. Everyone else probably on the order of 1 to 2 inches in the hill country. And then again, nothing here in San Antonio, unfortunately. So let's look at the forecast here. This is just one of our computer models, and these aren't going to be perfect because they're just not handling the situation well. But it does show around noontime more storms trying to develop in the hill country, and then by the afternoon it does show some activity here around San Antonio, even into the dinner time hour. So we'll need to watch that because there is a threat for a few more strong storms. And by the way, this could hold on through 9, 10 o'clock tonight. There is the threat for a few strong storms because we have a frontal boundary here, and that's one of the reasons we continue to get development with some energy coming in from the north and west. And the severe weather risk covers the entire area. Hail, gusty winds would be the main issues if we already get some of those stronger storms. So our rain chances today, at least here in San Antonio, 20% this morning, then we upped that to a 40% chance this afternoon and this evening. And very quickly, I want to show you a picture on our KSAT Connect. Look at this. This is some drone footage of the lightning overnight. What a show it has put on. We have seen the lightning all night long here in San Antonio, but as I said, barely any rain at all. It's just been so very close. And right now, temperatures still sit around 80 degrees. It was warm yesterday. Of course, we got up to 101. Today, 96. 40% chance of rain, 20% chance Tuesday, 10% chance Wednesday, and we'll see less humidity once we get into the later in the week and into the weekend. But that's the situation right now. We'll continue to watch the radar for you guys.
All right. Well, that looks good. Less humidity coming up. So.
It will be nice, better than yesterday.
For sure. Thank you, Justin.
Anything's better than yesterday.
I agree.
Wow, it was hot. 451, 79 degrees.
And coming up next, the NFL announces their Super Bowl halftime performer, plus why Sylvester Stallone was not enough to save Expendables 4 from a debut flop at the box office.
Here are your lottery numbers this morning. Pick 3, 256, Fireball 6. Daily 4 numbers 1985, Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 1, 2, 3, 10, 33. And Lotto Texas 8, 28, 36, 39, 46, 51. Your Powerball numbers 1, 12, 20, 33, 66. Powerball 21, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Just about 5 till. The latest Expendables movie didn't do so great at the weekend box office. Plus, what's next for a tentative deal on the writer's strike in Hollywood?
Related to what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Chuck Severston.
One of the 2 strikes that have shut down production of movies, scripted TV programs, and talk shows may be over. Striking Writers Guild union members got an email Sunday night announcing a tentative agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture Television Producers. The writers have been on strike since May. The email calls the deal exceptional with meaningful gains and protections. The union's board needs to approve it, then the full membership, before writers can return to work. Union actors remain on strike.
Do you read now?
What is this?
It's classified.
Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham weren't enough to save Expendables 4 from a debut flop. Though coming in second in weekend ticket sales, the Lionsgate and Millennium's film pulled in a mediocre $8.3 million for the big budget project, says data firm ComScore. Topping the box office, The Nun 2, a horror movie that earned over $8 million in its first week, added another $8 million for a total of more than $69 million in 3 weeks.
Come with me to a seance. Spot the con I can't.
In third place, A Haunting in Venice earned $6.3 million and over $25 million after 2 weeks. 8-time Grammy winner Usher will headline the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show in Las Vegas, February 11th, confirmed by the NFL, Apple Music, and Rock Nation. The music megastar says he's looking forward to performing on the NFL's biggest stage. Married and with the same birthday today, 25 years apart, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. Zeta-Jones is 54 and Douglas is 79. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Time now is 4:56 and 80 degrees for now.
As we all know, it's been a long, hot summer. That means many have had to deal with AC problems. Up next, how one local business is struggling to survive after losing its AC unit, and what technicians say you can do to change your own problems.
And John Stamos and Beach Boys Michael Love are getting ready to bring a little Kokomo to the Alamo City. Up next, we're going to hear from both about the fun stop they're about to make here in San Antonio tonight.
And checking TransSky, things have been looking good so far. We'll get an update from Stephen Cavazos. He's in studio. We'll talk to him coming up in about 3 minutes.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
This morning, some potential good news in Hollywood thanks to a tentative deal in the months-long writer's strike.
My phone is blowing up with joy.
Up next, why writers are not returning to work right away.
And some more good news this morning. Some of you have received rain overnight. We're seeing a few sprinkles on the camera lens here out at on the northwest side of 410 and I-10. And the light show has continued due to some thunderstorms as well. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, September 25th.
Happy Monday. We hope you had a wonderful weekend, and congratulations to you. You survived a very warm Sunday afternoon.
Record-breaking heat yesterday, but let's focus on the rain, which is a welcome sight. And some people have had quite a bit in the overnight hours, Justin.
Especially up across the hill country, that's where most of the rain, the bulk of the rain has fallen overnight and into this morning. Not much here in San Antonio, but you just saw there on the live cam that we do have some showers working through, and I'll show you here. Light rain, but rain nonetheless. We love to see it working through at this hour. So kind of a linear line, or line here of some very light rain working its way basically out to the east here along 281, just crossed over I-10 and 410 there with some light rain. We saw that on the live cam. And this is going to work towards downtown. Nothing more than really just some light sprinkles or some very light rain. It's not going to add up to much. But at least we are getting a little bit this morning after just seeing basically lightning overnight. We've been watching all these storms off to the north and west, and we still got some pretty hefty storms up here. Nothing that's severe, but we're watching some pockets of pretty heavy rain. And where you see these purple colors, there could be some very small hail mixed in there. I've had some reports of that, although these storms probably not containing much hail at this point as they've weakened some. These are working into Medina County, so if you're watching from Medina, this storm could be on your doorstep here pretty soon. In fact, what we can do here is put a track on this storm as it moves off at about 25 miles per hour off to the south and southeast. That would put it in Medina at about 5:24 this morning, and eventually down towards Bandera by about 5:48. We'll keep an eye on that cell. Again, not severe, just on the strong side. And there are more storms that are developing off to the north and west up here around Junction. These are severe, and so some of those could leak down into Edwards County. It's been sort of a training effect up here, and there's been some very, very heavy rain with those storms up around Junction. But again, here in San Antonio, just some light rain at the moment, and there is the prospect of some more rain this afternoon. We have some chances of storms, depending on how these storms kind of evolve this morning. Hopefully they don't cause the atmosphere to stabilize. If we can get some more instability this afternoon, I think we'll have a chance for some storms. 40% is where we set it at. 96 the high today, so still hot, but not as hot as yesterday, with southeasterly winds remaining pretty light. We're going to talk more about that forecast here in just a second, but some wet roads out there, Stephen. How are things looking right now?
Well, you know, and drivers want to be aware of that, Justin, because as the commute does get rolling this morning, we're not seeing any situations here in town, but if you encounter any slick roads, just make sure to take it slow out there. Behind me, we're seeing some quiet roadways there at 1604 Pat Booker and 410 at Ingram North. Commute shaping up to be pretty quiet as we get the Monday morning rolling, but just always be on the lookout again for some of those damp or wet roads that could be out there. As we give you a wide look at the map, this is the same story we'll likely have for the next hour and a half. Just some quiet roadways. Enjoy it while you can, folks. Not a lot of people are up this early, but if you have to hit the roads and head right here to the Alamo City, let's take a look at those travel times. Pleasant Drive, if you're heading in from Pleasanton, 28 minutes along I-37 northbound. We're looking at a 28-minute commute if you are traveling in from US 90 from Castroville heading eastbound. And right now, the arrival from Lytle along 35 northbound should take about 16 minutes. So nothing out of the ordinary here just yet, but of course there was a lot of that overnight construction taking place. Some of it has already wrapped up, but there is more on the way. I'll have that update coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, a Bexar County man is behind bars after deputies say he escaped from the county jail. Jail officials noticed Alexander Nero was missing after conducting a head count this past weekend. Deputies reviewed jail footage to determine Nero joined a group of people leaving the jail, and that's how he got out. He was rearrested hours later at a home in the 10,000 block of Wild Rose Bay on the county's west side. Nero was originally in jail on a misdemeanor theft charge and now faces an add-on charge of felony escape. After a summer of record heat, have you checked your AC unit? One service company says across the summer of San Antonio, summer of 2023 rather, they had double the customers calling for help.
Our Avery Everett shows us how one business is struggling to survive after losing its AC unit and what technicians say you can do to change your own outcomes.
From one cup of coffee to the next, Vincent Guerrero is working overtime to keep his lights on.
Yes, absolutely.
In a summer when business should have been heating up,
I love jazz, but I love hip hop.
Vice Versa Coffee and Vinyl Records had to shut down.
It's 23 years old, and like I said, they didn't replace the entire unit.
The AC went out.
It was rough. It was crazy.
And it took weeks to get all the parts working again.
It just happened at the worst possible time.
And one repair technician says this unit wasn't the only one left waiting.
We're just starting to catch up with some of our customers after July.
Christopher Moore says his customer count shot up this summer.
Running double what we would normally run in a single day.
Now he's breaking through some of the backlog, and shipping has picked back up.
We have a couple days turnaround time to get it in.
Guerrero hopes his shot for this storefront isn't over yet.
I guess my own little passion project.
Doing all he can.
Everything I got, take it. I don't care. As long as this is, open.
To keep his shop alive.
I don't want to be in a position where, trying to wait too long or something.
I'm impressed.
Vice Versa is back open now that its AC unit is working. That technician says you should look to get a tune-up if you're worried about your own unit ahead of the winter. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Well, finally, after 5 months, a deal to potentially end the writers' strike in Hollywood.
However, your favorite shows won't be returning just yet. As ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports, although the WGA has suspended picketing, writers are not returning to work until authorized by the Guild.
This morning, they have a deal.
My phone is blowing up with joy. People thanking each other, people that are so excited that they're going out right now.
After 146 days, the Writers Guild has reached a tentative agreement with studios to end the historic strike that has paralyzed Hollywood and shut down production since May. The WGA negotiating committee writing to its members, we can say with great pride that this deal is exceptional, with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of the membership. The 3-year contract still needs to be legally finalized before a vote by Writers Guild leadership expected as early as tomorrow. Once approved, the contract will be sent to union members for a ratification vote.
I know they would not have told us a tentative deal was reached and told us that picketing is suspended if it wasn't exemplary.
The WGA reportedly made progress on some of the most contentious issues, including viewership residual payments for writers and minimum staffing guarantees on shows. Once the deal is ratified, late night and daytime talk shows will return within days, but it will still take weeks to write scripts for narrative shows and even longer for those shows to enter production. And the actors, represented by SAG-AFTRA, need to agree on a contract before they can get back in front of the camera. In a statement, SAG-AFTRA congratulated the Writers Union on their contract, saying, "While we look forward to reviewing the WGA and the AMPTP's tentative agreement, we remain committed to achieving the necessary terms for our members."
Time now, 5:08 and 77 degrees for now.
Tinder rolling out its most exclusive subscription. Up next, we'll tell you why it'll cost $6,000.
And they're coming to San Antonio tonight to play the biggest Beach Boy hits at the Majestic. Coming up next, watch our Courtney Friedman geek out during her interview with John Stamos and Mike Love.
Outside with live cam, we've been on the air now about 39 minutes, and we continue to see flashes of lightning off in the distance. In this shot right now, looking back towards the airport, pretty calm right now, and the roads look dry in that area, but you don't have to go too many more miles closer to the storm to pick up a few showers.
Two legends in their own right are getting ready to bring some good vibrations to the Alamo City, and we're talking about musician actor John Stamos and Beach Boys frontman Mike Love.
Last night, our Courtney Friedman got to speak with them minutes after getting off the stage at their show in Lubbock, and they told her how excited they are to be arriving in San Antonio today.
We just walked off stage, and
John was drumming and I was singing.
He was singing. He was great.
And so we had a great crowd.
Just minutes after John Stamos and Mike Love finished a Beach Boys show in Lubbock, they jumped on the phone with me.
How has it been? How has it been playing together?
I love it.
It's fun.
It's fun. I have to tell you, this man, I hate to say his age, 82 years old. He buries the rest of us on that stage. He gets
back and forth, jokes and compliments between old friends, talking about all their recent shows.
these other acts all came around. They wanted to meet Mike Love. They gave really nice respect, and the crowd went crazy. So
yeah, but they want to do selfies with John Stamos.
I don't blame any of them.
But it's been a long partnership. John Stamos played his first show with the Beach Boys back in the 80s.
Well, he was Blackie on General Hospital when we first met him. And the girls were all crazy for him, so we got him on stage with us.
Turned out he had the chops. Stamos started playing drums at 4 years old.
I was and I still am the biggest Beach Boy fan on the planet, and I'm so grateful every moment I get to play with him.
What are each of your favorite songs to play together?
Well, my favorite is Kokomo, Good Vibrations, I Get Around, Fun, Surfing USA, California Girls, Help Me, Rhonda Barbara.
All the songs he wrote.
Just a few.
Songs that stand the test of time because we can still feel them.
Optimism, happiness, fun, good vibrations.
Which is what we're going to deliver to the Majestic.
Oh, I love that theater.
Yeah, it's a beautiful theater.
I played there a couple
we
times
love
with
playing there.
What do you remember most about San Antonio?
There's the greatest Mexican restaurants in the world there.
Doesn't matter how long they've been in the spotlight, the excitement of travel, music, and new memories clearly has not faded.
Yeah, if you would have told me that I was going to be on stage in San Antonio, Texas, with Mike Love and the Beach Boys, I would never believe it.
And he mentions me by name.
And that's what it's about, the love of music and good friends to play it with.
As you can see, Courtney Friedman had no fun at all talking to them.
Oh, I bet. Their show tonight is at the Majestic Theater downtown at 7:30 p.m. And if you want to see the full interview, you can find the story on KSAT.com and scroll to the bottom. Looks like a very fun interview.
Yes, ma'am. Our producer just sent us a link. Looks like there's tickets still available. They run about $55 up to about $125.
I'm glad they're making their way to San Antonio.
Yes. Welcome to town later today, guys. 5:14, 77 degrees.
Up next, how the NFL and Amazon are using AI to invent a new football stat.
Plus, why Meta's developing a generative AI chatbot aimed at younger users.
Meeting's in 20. I'm fine. I'll follow the GPS.
Turn left here.
Oh, can't be.
Proceed along the route.
Are you certain?
Turn right.
Are you for imprint certain?
Arrived.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of ordering items from the promotional product professionals at 4imprint.
Arrived.
To show your appreciation to clients, coworkers, and customers, make your destination 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Wanna Leave works all day, so I can keep working my magic. Just Wanna Leave. 12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve, who do you take it for? And for fast topical pain relief, try Aleve X. Treat yourself to rich Ghirardelli chocolate and luscious caramel. Experience Ghirardelli caramel squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
In today's Tech Bites, new AI chatbots coming to Meta. The Wall Street Journal reports the company is set to announce new AI chatbots designed to have conversations with users on its platforms, including Facebook and Instagram. The report is that Meta's chatbots will be geared towards younger users. The dating app Tinder is set to roll out a new and very exclusive subscription. The elite tier is called Tinder Select, offered to just 1% of its VIPs. The chosen few will have access to features like exclusive messaging services. The cost? $6,000 a year. And the NFL and Amazon are using AI to create new football statistics. The next-gen stats will break down individual players' movements when they're on the field. Among the measurements, a defender's aggressiveness and a quarterback's response time. So if the stats say your team's QB is average, is that too mean? Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Andrew.
Steven, you guys are wearing similar color schemes today.
Yeah.
You and Andrew.
Well,
All you need is for it to be a little cooler, and you can do the turtleneck or mock turtleneck or whatever he was doing.
Yeah,
But I like this better.
Well, thank you. But, turtlenecks are waiting in the wings somewhere. I don't know. They're boxed away somewhere. I just moved, and I'm like, where is everything? But so I was lucky to find this morning. But I had texted Justin very early because I saw a lot of the lightning that we had going on out there. But one of the things that I've also been keeping a very close eye on are the roads. And it looks like we have how would we describe this, Justin? You said it was like a sheen?
Like sheen. It's very light rain, but there's enough there to wet the road.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there this morning, guys, because the roads right there, obviously look a little slick. So just keep this in mind. Whenever it rains, and it's not rained in a while, those roads could, the dirt and oil that builds up out there could cause for a slick commute. So again, just watch out. We're seeing the commute pick up along I-10 at West Avenue. No major issues reported just yet, but I'm going to keep a close eye on things as the morning commute does get moving. Right behind me, as I mentioned, it's the same story. Plenty of green on the screen, but a lot of that construction. More of that work is expected to ramp up later this morning as we talk about what's happening here along State Highway 16, Bandera Road. We have curb and sidewalk construction. Now, this takes us to the end of the work week, Friday, September 29th. The work begins at 9 this morning. Hopefully, we'll wrap at 3 in the afternoon. Drivers, be on the lookout because we will see alternating lane closures in both directions from Loop 1604 to Circle A. A lot of information, but I've just updated the list of closures on our website. You can scan this QR code. It takes you directly to that page. And there's a whole lot happening throughout the rest of September and into the early days of October. Justin, I can't believe we're talking about October given this recent heat that we had over the weekend.
Stephen, 101 yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
No good. That's not going to work for us. We need some changes around here. We're going to get a few, and I think today we'll see that in the form of some showers and storms. Want to show you a picture. This came in on KSAT Connect. I don't think this is in San Antonio. We don't have a location on, so if you sent this in, if you could kindly send us your location or give us a general area, that would be great, because this is some pretty significant damage here. Extremely strong winds, and it looks like a cedar tree 30 inches in diameter blown over on the fence. Looks to be somewhere in the hill country, and it's not surprising because we did get some severe storms last night there with some very, very gusty winds. And there was some damage not only in the hill country, but also up around Austin. Round Rock had a lot of hail damage. They had golf ball size hail last night just north of Austin. So these storms have been packing a punch in spots, not here in town as we've been talking about. It's been mostly off to our north and west, and we still have severe warnings up there just to the west of Junction out near Sonora, out of our viewing area. But we're watching this area because these storms have kind of trailed down into the hill country. It's been pretty consistent overnight and into this morning. And at the end of the day, it's dumping quite a bit of rain. These storms just continue to flare up. It's you kind of get that training effect where it's just more storms behind the next one. And that's caused some problems around Junction where there's been some flooding. There was a flash flood warning earlier for areas south and east of Junction. But let's focus in on these storms around Kerr County. Still seeing some stronger storms, but not severe. These are likely just dropping some heavy rain. Northwestern portions of Kerr County and then down into parts of Bandera County. And this little cell is working towards Medina, but weakening as it does move south and southeast there along Highway 16. Otherwise, there's not a lot out there. We've been tracking that light rain that's been moving across San Antonio. So if you're walking out the door right now, you may grab the umbrella just because this light rain's it's pretty quickly moving east, but it is going to be around for a while longer, especially if you're on the east side of San Antonio here in the east side of Bexar County. Some light rain over the next couple of hours. The computer models show that we get an overall weakening trend through lunchtime with some more development out in the hill country. And then by the afternoon, it does show some redevelopment. That frontal boundary, we have a weak frontal boundary. It's still around. This is 3 o'clock. And then by, say, dinner time, shows quite a bit of shower and storm activity. Right now we're calling for a 40% chance, and this could continue right on into the evening hours before everything kind of dies down. Now I think that the severe risk is still there because we have that frontal boundary. It's not huge, but we do need to mention it as that front sinks south. We'll have the threat for some gusty winds and quarter hail in spots. Otherwise it'll just be rain, and that we can handle for sure. 81 at 9 o'clock. Noontime, 90 degrees, 20% chance of rain, but we bring it up to a 40% chance by dinner time. Temperatures will make it into the mid-90s, so still hot, still humid. And very quickly outside right now, we're at 81. So we're off to a warm start, and it still will be a warm day. But thankfully, a little bit cooler in the next few days. I say cooler in quotes because we're still talking the low 90s here, but so much better than yesterday. Yesterday was just awful. It's like I think everyone at this point was just like done with it. We're done with the heat. Yeah. We're over it. Let's get some cooler weather in here, and this a little better, but not by much.
Waving the white flag of surrender.
Pretty much.
We agree, Justin.
Yeah.
I mean, it officially fall on Saturday. We just wanted it to feel that way.
It should happen. Yeah. It should. Yeah.
524, 77 degrees.
And up next, the Britney Spears starring Crossroads comes back to theaters, and some Disney favorites team up in a new short film.
Britney Spears' first film will be back in theaters, and a slew of Disney favorites team up.
CNN's Rick Demagella has more in today's Hollywood Minute.
What we have is now. And right now, we have each other.
Britney Spears will be back on the big screen. The pop star's debut film Crossroads is returning to movie theaters in celebration of her upcoming memoir. Fans can revisit the teen flick on October 23rd and 25th.
Hello. Hi. Saw you looking at me from the street.
A romance develops between neighbors. This is your first look at Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott in the upcoming drama All of Us Strangers, which follows a blossoming relationship between two gay men living in the same London apartment complex. The love story hits theaters on December 22nd.
Oh, boy! Come on, Minnie. This is it. Let's get the gang.
An all-star ensemble of Disney characters team up. The new short film Once Upon a Studio will feature a long roster of animated favorites to mark the Disney Animation's 100th anniversary. The short will screen in theaters alongside the upcoming feature Wish in November. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
528, 77 degrees.
Should a government shutdown occur, nearly 4 million federal employees will be affected immediately. Up next, why a deal to prevent a shutdown doesn't look very likely right now.
So last year, monarchs were put on the endangered species list by federal scientists. I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up, we're going to explain some new research that suggests monarchs are actually doing okay.
This morning, the deadline to prevent a government shutdown is less than a week away, and no deal seems imminent.
If we have a government shutdown, which I'm sad to say at this point looks likely, it will be because there are a couple dozen Republican members at least who want a government shutdown.
All of a sudden, we're the bad guys because we want to balance our budget.
Up next, the new discussions being held now to keep things running.
And looking out there with live cam, no rain in this shot. Some people in our viewing area got rain, but for us here in the downtown area, just a light show this morning.
Yep, nada here downtown. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, September 25th. Radar is active behind us here on the what we call Octomon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to see that at least, Justin.
It is exciting to be able to dust off the old radar. We have had some light showers move across San Antonio, but I just checked the airport. So far, it hasn't recorded any rain, so wow. They just be like a trace of rainfall. But we have noticed, Stephen pointed out, some of the roads are a little wet here in town. We're still waiting on some better chances this afternoon. So let me show you the radar real quick and show you where we stand right now. We had some of those big storms up in the hill country overnight and into the early morning hours. Still seeing a few out there. Now, Junction has been an area that's been hit pretty hard. We've seen storms just kind of training over the same areas. Up here around Junction. Kerrville seeing some showers and storms overnight. And right now we're still seeing a little bit of activity north of Medina and parts of Bandera County. Nothing that's severe, but just some heavy rain in spots. These storms continue to push south and not towards San Antonio. So what we have here in town is just the light rain. We had kind of a batch of light rain work across the city just within the last 10 to 15 minutes. Now it's working in on the east side of San Antonio, so it's passed by downtown. But the eastern side, 410 there, getting some rain, and then this will move out towards eastern Bexar County along 60 and 4 there, near St. Hedwig and down towards Elmendorf, seeing some light rain at this hour. So what does our forecast look like today? Well, I think rain chances will be generally pretty light this morning. We'll still watch for some of those storms in the hill country. But as we get into the afternoon, depending on where these outflow boundaries sit up, that'll be kind of the one wild card here. I think we'll have another chance for some storms later today, about a 40% chance, and thankfully cooler than yesterday. Yesterday was insane, 101. Very, very hot. It won't be that hot today. 96 is what we're shooting for. And beyond that, we get even cooler temperatures. Not cool, but cooler. We'll talk about that forecast here in just a few minutes. But with some of those slick roads, we're starting to see some issues. Stephen, what's the latest?
Unfortunately, Justin, we have a number of issues that just came into our studio. I was talking to our friends at TransGuide. Let's just go ahead and take that camera in. I-10, we have the upper level there. This is heading westbound at Culebra, where we do have a crash reported. Again, I was talking to our friends at TransGuide earlier this morning, and it does seem like a lot of other issues just popped up all of a sudden. I do see what appear to be paramedics out in the distance. Right now, it's hard to tell how many lanes are blocked, but it's not the only issue that we are tracking this morning. There's actually a number of few problems that we are watching here in the traffic lab. Let's just go ahead and get you right over here to 410 at Jackson Keller, where we do have another crash also reported. This one seems to be pretty serious, and you can also see it's impacting traffic. Right now, it has been reported as a major crash, so no word yet on injuries. I hope everyone's doing okay out there, but right there close to 410 eastbound at Vance Jackson is where we see that buildup already starting to form. Again, this is reported by KSAT, and it does seem like there are a number of issues that have just popped up on the roadways. Let's take a drive over here now to 281 heading northbound at Josephine Street. This has also been reported as a pretty serious crash. I'm not seeing any buildup just yet, but give it some time. If that's still out there, folks could encounter some delays. So again, just be careful out there this morning. It's no word yet on exactly what caused these crashes, but if you travel through the area where the roads appear to be slick, give yourself some time. There's also a vehicle fire reported along 410 near Morrison over here near the south side. We'll take a closer look at that and find out how that could impact your drive time. But at this time, if you are heading there along 410 eastbound there at Jackson Keller, you will see some delays, flashing lights. Make sure to drive safe. I'll have another update here in the next few minutes. Mark.
Thank you, sir. This morning, a deadline for a government shutdown is days away, and Washington, D.C. is preparing for the worst. Federal departments and agencies have started the process of bringing to a halt all non-essential functions.
If a shutdown does in fact happen, many other areas will also be affected. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, leaders of the bipartisan House Problem Solvers Caucus say, quote, all options are on the table when it comes to keeping the government funded.
Congress has until Saturday to make a deal to keep the government funded, but members from both parties aren't feeling optimistic.
If we have a government shutdown, which I'm sad to say at this point looks likely, it will be because there are a couple dozen Republican members at least who want a government shutdown.
GOP Rep. Tim Burchett of Tennessee is among those holding his ground.
The American public knows what we're up to, and they're sick and tired of it. That's why folks like me, we're sticking to our guns, and all of a sudden we're the bad guys because we want to balance our budget.
Should the shutdown occur, nearly 4 million federal employees will be affected immediately, including the non-essential workers being furloughed until the shutdown is over. It would also have a snowball effect across the U.S., including the Bureau of Labor Statistics not releasing financial data, which would make it hard for the Federal Reserve and investors to figure out the economy. And the White House says travel will be affected as well by air traffic controllers and TSA workers not getting paid to work. While there are discussions about how to keep things running,
let's pass a 30 to 60-day continuing resolution. Let's make sure it's not loaded up.
It appears to be an uphill battle.
You can't keep spending $7 trillion when you're only taking in $5 trillion. That just doesn't work.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, the exclusive online live stream for a second Republican presidential debate this week will take place on Rumble. It's an alternative video sharing platform. Rumble was the choice of the Republican National Committee, whose chairwoman said earlier this year the decision was aimed toward getting away from big tech. Some of the GOP contenders have begun posting campaign videos on the site, including former President Donald Trump, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. The platform says it has policies against speech promoting violence, anti-Semitism, and racism.
Today, authorities in Hawaii are expected to begin allowing the first residents and property owners to return to their devastated properties in Lahaina. For many, it will be the first time since the town was demolished by a wildfire nearly 7 weeks ago. Now, the wildfire killed at least 97 people and destroyed more than 2,000 buildings, most of them homes. President Biden is pledging additional funding to help Hawaii recover. On Friday, he approved an order to cover all the costs of debris cleanup from the wildfires for 6 months. Biden also pledged to cover all costs for emergency protective measures for 3 months.
And a side note there to Lahaina, the world-famous banyan tree, which was feared burn.
Yes.
They said it likely survived, and just in the last week or so, they're seeing new leaves pop out on the banyan tree.
Well, that's a good sign there.
A sign of rebirth. 5:39, 80 degrees.
Ahead, how Uber Eats is trying to reduce barriers to help get fresh groceries to those who are most vulnerable.
And after more than a 3-year pause, interest on student loan debt starts accruing at the beginning of the month. Up next, we'll hear from Wells Fargo about how to minimize its effect on your monthly budget.
And let's look out there with a live cam. Hey, we're starting at 80 degrees, but that seems like a relief after yesterday afternoon. Today, maybe some cloud cover for some people out there because there are chances of rain. We're going to be checking in with Justin about those chances in our viewing area.
Just about 5:43, after more than a 3-year pause, interest on student loan debt has started accruing again, and payments on those balances will resume October 1st.
ABC's Tim Pulliam has some ways for the millions of Americans affected to save a little money.
Earlier this year, the Supreme Court struck down President Biden's student loan debt cancellation plan. And now, after more than 3 years, Americans with student loans will have to start paying those debts again.
I really don't know quite how I'm going to be able to swing these payments again.
Emily Irwin, Senior Director of Advice at Wells Fargo, recognizes the difficult position borrowers are in.
Understandably, this is something that even though it's been a pause, it felt permanent because it was so long. But it is coming. We really have to be able to set aside any anger or disappointment that changes weren't made with respect to loan forgiveness, because this can affect your financial future.
She says it's time to get organized. Make a detailed list of your loans, including the loan provider, outstanding balance, and interest rate. Distinguish whether it's a private loan or publicly funded through the federal government. For the latter, she recommends setting up automatic payments.
If you do that, you're going to receive a 0.25% off your interest with any federal loan. Many, if not most, private loans also offer you that discount on your interest rate.
Next, Irwin says to re-examine your budget, look at your income and your expenses, and allocate a new bucket to the student loan payments.
If you have a little bit of extra, you might even want to throw a little bit of extra dollars every single month towards that student loan payment that has the highest interest rate.
Tackling loans with the largest interest rates first can mean paying less money in the long run. But at the very least, she says, make the minimum payments. And if you're unable to, there are resources available. You can start with studentaid.gov to research repayment programs such as an income-driven plan and look into what types of deferment or forbearance options may be available to you based on a change of circumstances over the last 3 years. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now 5:44 at 80 degrees.
Up next, how Uber Eats is making it even more affordable to get some of your favorite groceries delivered to your home.
Check your TransGuide right now. 281 at the Quarry. The roads are dry, but over on I-10 at places like West Avenue, we've seen just a little bit of moisture on the roads, and that could cause some big problems later on. Please be careful if you see wet roads out there on your Monday morning commute.
Welcome back. It's 5:48. In your morning consumer headlines, Uber Eats is taking steps to make sure more people have access to fresh groceries. So the company announced it will allow customers to use food stamps for food orders beginning next year. Now, Uber says it is making the change as a way to reduce barriers to fresh groceries for those who are most vulnerable. And they won't be the only change that the company is making next year. The company announced it will also begin to accept flexible spending account cards and flex cards that are issued through managed Medicaid and Medicare Advantage.
There was no winner in Saturday night's Powerball drawing. The lottery says tonight's jackpot is now an estimated $785 million. The prize is now the fourth largest in history, only surpassed by jackpots over $1 billion. We'll have the option to take $785 million in payouts or cash out for $367 million. The odds of winning the jackpot are 1 in about 292 million.
And a lot of flashing lights off of Highway 281. Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
There are a lot of problems this morning, Seth, as we get a look here at 281. This is just one of the issues that we're tracking. Let's take a closer look and find out what is happening, because it's right around that curve that we see there. That's a typical problem spot. If the roads are slick, it's tough to see from this particular shot at TransGuide, but we do see at least 2 vehicles that are involved in. I'll step out of the shot so we can see there off in the shoulder lane. We have one of those vehicles with the emergency lights on. I'm also seeing a fire truck, so our first responder presence is pretty heavy out in this area. It's not the only issue I'm tracking. We're going to go ahead and start over here. This is considered a major crash by KSAT. It's 410 eastbound at Vance Jackson, and you can see that buildup that's already starting to form out there. That's never a good sign, so watch out if you have to travel through that area. I'm taking a drive over here to I-10 westbound at Culebra Road. Remember, this is on the upper level, and we're already seeing that buildup reflected on our map. A little stretch of yellow out there, so be on the lookout. We know at least one lane is blocked there at this time. I'm going to take that drive back to 281, and that's also considered a major crash by KSAT. 281 northbound at Josephine Street is where we have it reported, and you can see that buildup taking place. We know 2 lanes are blocked there as well. And I have to take a drive down over here, and this is a new call I'm going to have to talk to our friends at TransGuide about. Vehicle fire at 410 eastbound at Morrison Boulevard. Earlier reports show that this was on a frontage road, but we'll get a closer look. I know there's a camera in that area that we can find out exactly what is taking shape out there. But we take a look again at 281 there at SA River. This is just one of the issues again that we are tracking this morning. We're going to send a push notification very shortly, but it's really all the problems came in at once in this particular spot. I always look about that curve there. You got to slow down before you approach it. That's going to help you out a lot, but just be careful.
Well, it's certainly a Monday on the roads, isn't it?
That's a good way to put it, Mark. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen.
And busy overnight for some people.
Yeah, and Stephen, I just got that push alert, by the way.
Good.
Good.
Awesome. Yeah, you're right, Steph.
I was like,
Speaking of push alerts, we sent some out overnight for those storms. It was busy, and we'll probably see a few more push alerts on the KSAT weather app this afternoon with more storms developing. Let's start with what it looks like outside at this hour. We kind of lost the light show that we had earlier. If you were in San Antonio, you saw the lightning. We just didn't see much rain. A little bit here in the last hour, some light rain that came through, but officially amounted to 1/100 of an inch at the airport. So we did register something, but the lowest amount possible. 81 degrees at the airport, 82 right now in New Braunfels. Seguin is at 79, Bernie is at 72. Here's a scene that many saw last night. This is from Taylor, who takes great pictures. But you see the lightning strikes, the cloud of lightning that took place overnight lit up the sky, especially if you're on the north and northwest side. Again, San Antonio, by and large, though, missed out on the rain. We're still seeing some of that light rain working through. We had a patch that just worked through the east side of San Antonio. That's kind of moving out and falling apart. Still looks like we have a little bit of light rain up here on the northeast side, and then some showers around Bernie. The storms that we had earlier around the Medina-Kerr County line have kind of fallen apart. Just some light rain there now. But what has been amazing is the consistency at which we continue to get redevelopment here across parts of Kimball County up near Junction. Some big time storms just south of San Angelo, and these continue to just redevelop and kind of train over the same areas. This, for the most part, has been northwest of our area, but northwestern Kerr County continues to see some of this. And we may see some of these showers still hold together as we get down towards Kerrville. Bigger storms out near Sonora along I-10. We'll watch all of this. But again, it's just been, for the most part, kind of just out of our viewing area. The computer models continue to struggle with this kind of weather pattern. Outflow boundaries are going to be a big deal today. Where they set up, where they end up, will have a huge bearing on where we see rain this afternoon. But the computer models still pretty consistent on seeing some rain late afternoon into the evening hours. And with that, we still could see a few more strong storms. Hail, gusty winds would be the main threats, as most everything would work south of the area by, say, 10 towards midnight tonight. Still a weak frontal boundary out there, and that's why we're seeing a lot of this activity. And it's along that front where we'll get that isolated risk of severe weather today. Hail, gusty winds, as I mentioned, be the main issues. This is low end. On a scale of 1 to 5, it's just 1. We're not looking for widespread severe weather, but the risk is there. 40% chance once we get into the afternoon hours around, say, 3 to 7 p.m. In the extended forecast, just a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, 10% on Wednesday. So today's kind of our day. Good news, lower humidity as we finish out the work week and head into the weekend. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following that breaking news. A tentative agreement has been reached in the Hollywood writers' strike. We're going to tell you what it means for the actors still on the picket line, and also the latest on the auto workers' strike as well. And an ABC News exclusive with the man at the center of the violent brawl at an Alabama riverfront last month. He is telling his story for the first time. You'll see it all right here on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour of Good Morning San Antonio today, a record summer heat has put a strain on AC units. How one local business is struggling to survive after losing its AC system, what you can do to avoid that scenario. Plus, we got an interview with John Stamos and Mike Love, who are coming to San Antonio tonight to play the biggest Beach Boy hits at the Majestic Theater downtown. And up next, volunteers with the American Cancer Society fighting on Capitol Hill for more funding for research and cancer treatment, what they're asking for and how it affects you. And this is one of the incidents that Stephen is keeping an eye on this morning, 281 at the San Antonio River. We have some wet roads out there. Be careful. Right now, GMSA, the man you see here back in the Bexar County Jail after an escape this weekend, how he got out and how he was caught. Plus,
the nation hurtling towards a crisis. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington. Republicans so far have not reached a deal to avoid a government shutdown this weekend. Details coming up.
And let's look out there with live cam. Happy Monday, everybody. We're waking up to 79 degrees. Not too bad after that very hot weekend we had, but we're going to be checking in with Justin to see what kind of surprises we can expect today.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, September 25th.
That's right, rise and shine. And some people in our viewing area got some rain. We didn't, but, closer to downtown. But the chances are still roaming around.
Well, and remember, we came into work a couple hours ago, and the light show was fantastic off to the west of San Antonio. Where are the storms now, Justin?
Well, we still have some storms on the radar, but they're up towards Junction. So if you're watching us from Kerrville and Bandera, it was kind of a rough night. You had some loud storms coming through. Those storms have since kind of calmed down. Here in San Antonio, we haven't seen much at all. We picked up 1/100 of an inch of rain at the airport. How's that? We got 101 yesterday and just 1/100 of an inch of rain overnight into this morning. Doesn't seem fair, but here's what I'll tell you. We do have a chance for a few more storms this afternoon, so not all hope is lost here. As we look a little bit closer, it does look like we have a bit of an outflow boundary right here, so that may kick up some storms. We're seeing a few showers around Bernie, and then some more showers working into Bandera, a place that's already seen some heavy rain a little bit earlier this morning. We'll see what this does as it moves into Bexar County. We've also got one little lone shower here on the northwest side near Helotes, and then a patch of light rain came through the east side of the county. That has since died down. And then we've still got more storms forming up near Junction, where this has been very consistent. I mean, we've just seen storm after storm up here. In fact, let me show you the estimated rainfall totals over the last 24 hours, and you can see exactly where the rain has fallen. Just some huge numbers up there near Junction. I was just checking in. They've got over 2 inches of rain already. West of Fredericksburg, some storms there last night. Picked up some good rain, but you look at Bexar County, almost nothing, unless you're just on the far northwest side. There was some rain. But Kerrville, Bernie, Bandera, down towards Medina Lake, yes, you did get some rain overnight. Here's our forecast today. As I mentioned, not all hope is lost here because we still have a chance of rain through the morning time, just small chance. But by the afternoon, we bring that up to a 40% chance. We'll still get up into the 90s, but not as hot as yesterday. Beyond that, even a little cooler, a little drier too. So the forecast looks pretty good. We're going to talk more about those afternoon storms and when and where they may pop up coming up here in just a few minutes. But we'll toss it over to Stephen now. Things got busy in the last day.
Yes, and while we have seen some progress, we still have issues like this right behind me, Justin. 281 right here at SA River. As we take that shot in, you can still see we have those two vehicles out there. And you may see it off in the distance, those flashing lights where we see the emergency lights from one of those vehicles that may have been involved in this crash. We know at least 3 lanes are now blocked along 281 heading northbound, and we have multiple first responders out there. Be on the lookout. This is going to impact your commute if you are heading northbound. Be careful for those first responders, and let's hope everyone's doing okay. But we see that the slight buildup is right there and right around that curve that you see at northbound 281 near Josephine. It is the big issue right now on the roadway. Some of the other problems have cleared out. But another issue that still persists is right down over here. Loop 410. This is heading eastbound at Morrison Boulevard. This appears to be on the frontage road, so it's not really causing any issues with traffic. But first responders are out there, so let's be on the lookout for them. As we take a drive back here into town, this was considered a pretty big crash along I-10 westbound at Culebra Road. This was the upper level, and by the looks of it from the TransGuide cameras, it may have cleared out. I'm not seeing any other reports from TxDOT, so that's the good news, but we still have a delay that's being picked up in the westbound lanes of I-10, so watch out there. Now, another issue that was considered a pretty serious crash was right here along Loop 410 eastbound near Vance Jackson Road. This also appears to have cleared from the TxDOT reports, and I'm just seeing a buildup still that remains, so watch out if you have to head in that direction. It has been a pretty busy morning out on the roadways. Just remember to slow down before you approach any curves. We'll watch the roads closely and hopefully have a better update in this particular scene a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. A Bexar County man is back behind bars after deputies say he escaped from the Bexar County jail. Jail officials noticed 39-year-old Alexander Nero was missing after conducting a head count this past weekend. Deputies looked at jail footage and determined he joined a group of people leaving the jail, and that's how he got out. He was arrested hours later at a home in the 10,000 block of Wild Rose Bay over in West Bexar County. Nero was originally in jail on a misdemeanor theft charge and now faces the add-on charge of felony escape.
And $5 million was awarded to UT Health San Antonio this weekend so they can expand treatment and education surrounding what's called long COVID. Now, experts say many people may not recognize the symptoms, so UT Health San Antonio is working to expand care to South Texas, especially in underserved communities. Dr. Monica Veruzco Gutierrez says these communities may not know about the symptoms, and it can be difficult to access the right kind of care.
A lot of times they have to work, or it's hard for them to get out of work to be able to get to a physician. So then already not getting physician care and then realizing that something's going on or having to take off time work.
Now, she says that the symptoms of long COVID include lingering fatigue, shortness of breath, and migraines. And over the next 5 years, the money will also be used to teach doctors how to better detect and treat long COVID.
Top of your morning headlines. You're looking live at the White House in Washington, where it's now 7:05 in the morning. In D.C., there are growing fears of a potential government shutdown. Just up Pennsylvania Avenue, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have until this weekend to reach a deal that would keep federal agencies funded, along with millions of Americans.
That includes our military members who could see a pause on their paychecks.
As ABC's Faith Abube explains, infighting among House Republicans has created a bit of a stalemate.
This morning, a potential crisis on the horizon as the nation moves uncomfortably close to a potential government shutdown. House Republicans in disarray, so far unable to reach a deal to fund the federal government while the clock ticks towards a September 30th deadline.
The country is headed for a shutdown, and everyone should prepare as such.
Republican hardliners like Florida Representative Matt Gaetz calling for deep spending cuts and stricter border policies. They also want to cut funding for the war in Ukraine, both of which are a non-starter for President Biden, congressional Democrats, and even some Senate Republicans. But even as a devastating shutdown appears imminent, some House Republicans rejecting Speaker Kevin McCarthy's pitch for a short-term funding bill called a continuing resolution, which would temporarily keep the lights on.
Is that something that you would support?
No, ma'am.
A government shutdown this weekend would be one of the largest shutdowns in U.S. history. The White House says it would force millions of government workers, including military troops and law enforcement agents, to work without pay. Funding for disaster relief would be in jeopardy, and 10,000 children would lose access to Head Start.
Funding the government is one of those basic responsibilities of Congress. And it's time for Republicans to start doing the job America elected them to do.
I just believe if you're not funding the troops and you're not funding the border, it's pretty difficult to think that you're going to win in a shutdown.
And even though it's Republican infighting that's holding up a deal to avert a shutdown, a new ABC News Washington Post poll shows Americans would blame Democrats and President Biden for the crisis. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
And over in Hollywood, after 5 months, a deal to potentially end the writer's strike has been reached. However, your favorite shows won't be returning just yet. The Writers Guild has reached a tentative agreement with studios to end the historic strike that paralyzed Hollywood and shut down production since May. The 3-year contract still needs to be legally finalized before a vote by Writers Guild leadership. And once approved, the contract will be sent to union members for a ratification vote.
I know they would not have told us a tentative deal was reached and told us that picketing is suspended if it wasn't exemplary.
Once the deal is approved, late night and daytime talk shows will return within days. However, it will still take weeks to write scripts for narrative shows and even longer for those shows to enter production.
After escalating its strike last Friday, the United Auto Workers Union still has plenty of leverage in its effort to force auto companies to agree to significant increases in pay and benefits. A little more than 10% of the union's membership is now taking part in the strike right now. So UAW could really ramp up that number if they choose to. And General Motors and Stellantis plants. The union has stopped upping strike efforts at Ford plants after the company agreed to some terms that the union requested.
And looking ahead, Usher will headline the Super Bowl 58 halftime show in February. Usher said it's an honor of a lifetime, adding, quote, "I can't wait to bring the world a show unlike anything else they've seen from me before," end quote. So it's unclear what other artists Usher might invite to perform with him. Super Bowl 58 will take place on February 11th at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
And the Raiders are struggling this year, so that may be the best game we see in Las Vegas all year in this year's Super Bowl.
It'll be a boost for them over there.
Next year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
609, 79 degrees.
And still to come, the NFL and Amazon are using AI to create a new stat for football. We're going to explain how and why the league is hoping new data can help teams succeed.
And after the break, volunteers with the American Cancer Society are fighting on Capitol Hill for more funding for cancer research and treatment, what they're asking for and how it affects you.
Looking out there with live cam, no rain in this shot. This is like in San Antonio, but in our viewing area, there was some rain overnight. Hoping for some cloud cover at least this afternoon. We're going to be checking in with Justin for all of that coming up.